files also, yes.
Okay, if you're using an external hard drive, but it's not an automatic backup, in other words, you have to go in and double click to bring that local drive up that you've got connected. Does that make a difference if it's not?
It would be better. Personally, I would prefer to not have any connection between my files and my backup files and my computer.
But I mean, that would be better than having an automatic
Yes,
backup.
yes. I never trust automatic backups anyway, because my files are important to me and I'm not going to trust it. I mean, it's nice if it does it, but I will check up on it and make sure it's doing it. Yes.
If you're restoring from a backup, is it also restoring the registry file, or do you have to reinstall it?
Depends on what you back up. So you can just back up your files. So in Windows, like everything in My Documents or something like that, and that wouldn't restore the registry. But you can, there are automated backup programs that will also restore the registry and so forth if you want to. So personally, it's not that hard to reinstall Windows. I'm more concerned about the things like my photographs and my spreadsheets and things like that than anything in the registry. Of course, actually, I'm not using Windows anyway. Yes?
When this malware or device, when you use that, you get pages of stuff. You know, it gives a whole list of things.
Yes.
They have little red marks, it's dangerous. Do you go through that? I always just
Yeah,
quarantine all.
if it says it's bad, I'll take its word for it. Just say, get rid of it. Yeah, I don't think I need those things. And a lot of the things that it's suspicious of are probably okay. All the cookies on your computer, that kind of stuff. All those programs would like to scare you a little bit so you think they're important. So doesn't necessarily mean you're at any real risk, but also it won't hurt to get rid of the stuff. So back to credit cards. Oh, sorry.
I want to ask one more question.
Huh?
About the cloud. If you back up your files on the cloud, but you're already infected with a virus, does it carry the virus to the cloud?
Probably not,
Really?
but possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Depends on the form it takes. Viruses they really do a good job. These are smart people write these things.
Yeah.
And I have tried to clean off viruses that look like I've got all of it, and then a week later it was back. And I would throw away almost everything that I could find, and somehow it hid someplace. And they're really pernicious. The best way is just not to get it in the first place.
Yeah.
And my impulse anymore is, and I don't work in this department anymore, but when I used to be fixing the computers at the library, it got to where if I thought there was a virus, I just erased the hard drive and started all over. So if you take your computer into Best Buy or someplace, that's what they want to do. Because they don't want to try and fix it for an hour and then have you come back tomorrow and say it's back and then keep coming back. They know they got rid of it if they wipe it all out and start all over again. So that's what they're always going to want to do because it's way easier for them, and then they know they get it done. So if you have a copy of your files, though, it's not a problem. So we've all, has anybody besides me lost their credit card to like the Schnucks thing? You have to get new credit cards from there, or Target, or any of those things. So I kind of got tired of that, and I actually use cash again for many things. I don't buy, I don't put $5 on a credit card because the more places you use the credit card, the more opportunities there are to lose it. Every time you give your credit card to a waitress in a restaurant, they can go copy that number just as easy, just as easily as the hacker in Singapore. Plus, it's the businesses that take your credit cards may not be secure. So at the library, we won't take your credit card at the desk because our network is not secure enough. We know that somebody could hack into our network, so we don't want your credit card. Now there's another network that is the self-check machine, and only that is a very locked down network. There's no way into that. So we will take your credit card there. But if you ever wonder why you can't pay your fines with a credit card, it's because we know we're not secure enough to be holding your credit card. Lots of businesses aren't going to tell you that. They're going to go ahead and take your credit card, and any one of them can get hacked. And for every time you hear about Target getting hacked or Schnucks getting hacked, there's hundreds of smaller businesses that get hacked all the time and lose all the credit cards they have. For a while there's a scam going on the East Coast, and I think it's happened here too. You take a little device and you put it on a gas dispenser at the gas station where the credit cards go, and it will take all the numbers. So all you need to do is bribe the minimum wage worker in the graveyard shift to look the other way for 10 minutes while you do that to all the pumps.
Oh,
And then until they catch it, all the credit cards that are going to that pump are going to be sent back to the bad guy. So there's just too many ways to lose. We're going to have to come up with a better way, and they are working on it, than credit card numbers to do monetary transactions. They have better things in Europe now. Yes?
That happened to me at the service station. So now, with an email coming through a couple of years ago, I hit cancel, put my card in, get my gas, and get my receipt, and then I hit cancel again. And that takes care of it.
Oh, good, good.
Because
What I do now, because I don't want to pay cash at the gas station is hard, right? You got to go in, and so I have a card that is only for gas, and I just put a limited amount of money on it, and I just refill it online. The bank, I hope, will keep my credit card number safe. So, but I can use that limited. So if somebody gets that number, there's only a limited amount of money they can get. It is true that if somebody does get your credit card number, you're not out the money. They will, you're covered by your card company. But it's a hassle. When I had to get a new card when they got Schnucks. I had all kinds of automatic payments set up on it. I had to go deal with all those, and it was a real hassle to replace the thing. So I prefer not to have to do that anymore. Yeah.
Dan, explain the difference between debit cards and credit cards so people understand.
Yeah. So a debit card, when you use that, it comes right out of your account. So that's a little more dangerous, right? So if somebody gets that number, there's no delay between when they use it and when the money goes away, right? So if you use a credit card, then you can call the credit card company and say, somebody stole my card, and then anything that they bought on it, you will not have to pay for. But if you're using a debit card, then they just have direct access to whatever money you've got.
if they have your PIN number.
If they have your PIN number, right. And of course, if you're gonna, if you hack into the store where you gave it your credit card number, you also give it your PIN number, so they'll get your PIN number at the same time as they get your credit card number. So there's no safety here, basically. So first of all, if you're going to use it online, okay, now right there, you are sending your number across the internet, and that is inherently hackable. But there are sites that are secure, so you know the difference, right? Let me show you. Most websites, if you look at the URL, you can't see it up there, I guess it says HTTP. But if you go to search, so I'll go to commercebank.com here. So notice the little green lock up there, it's hard to see. But there's a little lock usually, and you'll always see HTTPS, which stands for secure at the end, Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure. So that means that it's much harder for somebody to eavesdrop on your number. Any other traffic, anything else you do on the internet where it's not HTTPS, anybody can listen in on that. So if you're going to put your credit card number someplace online, just be sure that that's there. Any reputable company like Amazon.com or any place you'd be buying stuff, they know this. They're gonna have a secure connection. And obviously the less places you do it, the safer it is. So I buy things from Amazon.com, and I use my bank, and I use PayPal, which is a way you can pay other businesses without actually giving me a credit card. But if any of those three get hacked, they're going to get all my information. But hopefully, if I keep it down to about 3, I'm a lot safer than if I just use it all over the place. So the less you use it, the better. Let's see. Don't use your card on somebody else's computer, right? So or the library's computer. You don't know what's on that computer. So if there's a keylogger, you can be prudent and careful on your own computer, but you don't know what other people are doing. So I would just not put my credit card in if it wasn't my computer. Check your statement every month, obviously. Make sure that there's nothing strange on there. The one time this ever happened to me, it's about 15 years ago.